All right, gonna call this one "You Will Own Nothing and Be Happy." Of course, we now have another term of the Liberal government, which was unimaginable not that long ago. Just to recap, it looked like we were gonna have a landslide victory for the Conservatives. Massive lead in the polls, common sense conservative government, pro-business government. Let's axe the taxes, cut the bureaucracy, and unleash the power of the free market enterprise system to build the tens of millions of new homes that we need. Not only that, but infrastructure, pipelines. People were really excited. I was going to some conservative rallies at the time. My dad was involved or still is involved in the Conservative Party. People were excited because they are homeowners, business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, people that pay the taxes to run this country. And they were tired of getting hammered by the Liberals and getting killed on it's criminal the amount of taxes we pay in this country. So there was a lot of excitement. People were ready for change. Of course, we all know what happened next. Trudeau resigned and they installed Mark Carney, which, as I've said before, is Trudeau 2.0. These guys are cut from the same cloth. But the Liberals did a great job, to their credit, marketing him as the sort of steady hand to guide the Canadian economy. Of course, the CBC, CTV, Global News, they are all left-wing media outlets, liberal media outlets. They're all in the back pocket of the Trudeau Liberals. CBC should be defunded. I absolutely agree with Poilievre on that point. Then, of course, Mr. Trump started commenting on Canada becoming the 51st state. Trump basically handed Carney the election, in my opinion, because the Liberals did a really good job of wrapping themselves in the flag and saying, look, Carney is the guy to stand up for Canada and stand up to Donald Trump. Of course, they called an early election, which was another smart move on behalf of the Liberals, because they knew that if they waited another 2 or 3 weeks, people were going to start to dig up more dirt on Carney and understand who this guy really is here. So they struck while the iron was hot. I think as you guys begin to learn more about this guy, you're going to realize that he's not a steady hand. He's actually a radical net zero environmentalist here. I think this guy's going to be worse than Trudeau. I hate to say it, but I think you guys that voted Liberal are probably going to find out the hard way here over the next few years. But what does it mean for housing? Well, the Liberals want to build 500,000 new homes in Canada annually through a new federal housing agency called Build Canada Homes. Now, how many times over the years have I told you guys, we do not want the government getting involved in the business of housing. If anything, we want to get them out of the way. We already have a federal housing agency. It's called the CMHC, Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. And they have been screaming at the top of their lungs for years and years now that we need more private sector investment in housing because they know the government can't do it alone. So this is the latest from business in BC. Andrei Pavlov, professor of finance. I've interviewed this guy a couple of times over the years. Very smart guy. He believes, first of all, the target of 500,000 homes annually might actually be too conservative. He also questions the funding source. He's saying that even if we run the billions and trillions of dollars of deficits that the Liberals are talking about, they're not going to be able to fund such a program. There's no room in the current budget. He states that private investment, this is exactly what I've been telling you guys, private investment is the only feasible way to finance that scale of development. He hasn't seen any reduction, any efforts to reduce regulations, simplify taxes, or eliminate red tape. These are key changes needed to attract investors. He goes on to say that specific deterrents include the speculation and vacancy tax, which I've been railing against for years now, and regulations on short-term rentals. Without those reforms, Poilievre says Canada is not an attractive destination for investment, and Canadian and foreign capital will go elsewhere. Again, this is exactly what I've been telling you guys. We need more private investment. We need to catalyze the free market enterprise system to build these homes. But government they want to spend a lot of money on these programs. Look into the track record of the Liberals. Look at their efforts to build battery plants and what an immense waste of money that was. Government needs to stay out of it. Imagine if the federal government got into the automobile industry and tried to compete with the private sector. Imagine they tried to compete with Tesla. I mean, that's how insane this kind of thing is. So, further deficits. I think housing prices are going to continue to be out of reach in Canada. People are going to struggle. We're probably heading into a recession here. We're already in a per capita GDP recession. We're going to continue to build far less homes that are needed, and that's going to keep home prices out of reach. And on that note, home prices are going to increase no matter what government, guys. Liberal, conservative, it doesn't matter. Home prices went up under Trudeau, but they also went up under Stephen Harper and the Conservatives. The difference is that the economy was a lot stronger with a conservative government because, of course, the free market enterprise, that's the backbone of a country's economy. That's what pays for all these social programs that the Liberals want. The problem with the Liberals and also the NDP, they are not really, I don't think they're big believers in the free market enterprise system. You can see that in Mr. Trudeau here. All the jobs they've created were in the public sector, in government. I don't think they even believe in private property rights. If you watch the interview with Trudeau and this radical communist, Paul Kershaw, who started this Generation Squeeze movement, I mean, they would like to eliminate the principal residence exemption, or at least come in with a tax on your principal residence. They don't believe in private property rights. And in fact, I think these guys, they would be more than happy if everyone just worked and rented from the government. That's their end game. You will own nothing and be happy. Want to end on a final quote. Famous quote from Mr. Trudeau here. The budget will balance itself. I wish my budget would balance itself. Fast forward to Mark Carney. We will spend less but invest more. Spend less, invest more. It's the same product, guys. It's just been repackaged. Expect more of the same results here. Don't expect the government to build you a free home. They're not going to build anywhere near the 500,000 homes annually that we need in Canada. It's a complete pipe dream here. You need to get the free market involved if you're going to build on that kind of scale. I'm Jay Coupar. Feel free to comment below or subscribe. See you in the next video.